Hi, folks. Welcome back to Pop Pop Fizzle. I'm Jeff.
I'm Heidi.
And we are back with one of our first new reactions for the year 2021. We've already filmed one other reaction to a new series, but you haven't seen it yet.
Not yet.
So we're not going to say anything about that right now. I will give you an audio clue right here. That's all you get. You know what show that is, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Well, you should because we already filmed it.
Right.
Right. But that's the only clue you're going to get. We are about to watch WandaVision, the first of several new series coming to Disney Plus from the MCU side of things. So I am particularly excited for this because we haven't had anything new for the MCU in how long?
Over a year.
Over a year. So, yeah, a lot of speculation about this. We don't know a whole lot about the series. All we know is that someone named Wanda will be in it.
Yep.
Wanda will either be blind, and it'll be about her getting her vision back,
Yes.
or possibly she's psychic and will receive some sort of psychic visions. I'm making all this up. No, we know what it's going to have to do with. It's going to have to do with Wanda and Vision. And when last we saw Vision, what was happening to him, Heidi?
Yeah, he was dead.
He was dead.
Yeah.
Stone cold gray dead.
Yeah, completely dead. When the first announcements for this series came out, we heard the name WandaVision, and we're like, come on.
Seems like a weird name.
How, cheesy can you be? We found out just how cheesy they can be. We are going to be watching it's like television. So I get it, and it's a nice play on their words, on their names with this. So hopefully, we've all been watching the trailers, and we all know that it's been, something that's going to be going through the ages of TV. So that's pretty much. And then we also kind of can grasp gleam.
What are you saying?
I don't know. The dictionary just flew right over my head. Sorry. We can kind of glean from the...
There you go. There's the word.
There's the word I was looking for.
That's an actual word.
Well, I was going to say glom, and that wasn't the right word either. Glean that there's something weird going on. So that's it. That's all we knew from the trailers, and I'm still pretty excited about it. So
I have some theories. I have some speculations.
There is a wealth and a depth of comic book history that the showrunners and the writers could pick and choose from. So there's a lot that we could almost expect, but I can't expect that they would just go right by the book for any of it. So I'm really excited for this.
I was on social media the other day on that tweeter thing. That tweeter where you tweet, your Twitter things
on the computer.
Huh?
On the computer.
No, on the cellular device that I have.
On the telephone?
Yes.
Okay.
I use the home phone.
Okay.
It's a rotary. No, I tweeted that I was excited for the series, but I also said that one of my frustrations with the state of comics is that Vision and Wanda are not together in the comics anymore. Sorry, if you don't read comics, that may be a spoiler, but yeah, they haven't been for some time. So I'm really enjoying the MCU with them being together because I haven't had that in the comics for some time. So I'm digging it. I've heard lots of rumors. I don't know if any of them are true. I guess we'll find out when we watch. I've not been spoiled on this, thankfully.
I have not been spoiled either. I think I saw somebody was posting the other day, I guess today when I was going to sleep, and it's like, I'm so glad I saw it. I'm like, oh, phew.
Yes. Bye.
Swish up. I cannot read this.
Yeah, and we do know a few things from having watched the teasers that they dropped. We know that some familiar faces will be in it. We know that the FBI agent from Ant-Man and the Wasp is going to be in it. We know that the character from Thor and Thor 2, Marcy, is going to be in it. Mm-hmm. Is it Marcy or Darcy?
Darcy.
Marcy Darcy?
No, that's from that show, Married with Children. Right. Don't you know?
Children.
When
did you become? What happened to you? No, and then we know that we also know that Monica Rambeau, that we first saw as a little girl in Captain Marvel, is going to be appearing in this series. So how all these disparate characters come together and why is a big mystery so far. So I'm excited to see how that happens. Also, I have heard that because each of these is set in a time period of television, that there are period specific commercials that go with this. I don't have any confirmation of this, but I heard this about a week ago.
I'm so excited about that.
From some of the early reviews, and that they tie into the series. So we need to pay attention to the commercials as well as to the series.
And I don't feel like that's a spoiler. That's like, just pay attention. It's not there just for fun.
Sure. And we're both exhausted. So paying attention is going to be a full-on effort for us.
I've got my tea.
Yeah, but we've managed to, as we're filming this, it's Saturday night, so we've managed to avoid spoilers for 2 days.
Yeah,
2 days, really.
Yeah, a whole 2 days.
If you count, it dropping.
Like 3 o'clock in the morning or something, our time.
Right, so nearly 2 days. So we're really excited to jump in, and we're not going to waste any more of your time. We will say, though, if this is the sort of content you like and you want to be you want to be able to watch the next one with us and complete the series with us, be sure and hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. If you want to see the full unedited version of this reaction, then you need to go to our Patreon. That link is down in the description. That is how you can get a hold of that. Anyway, that's it. We're going to jump right in. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready too. Here we go.
Oh.
Even the sound went mono.
Yeah, it did. Oops.
This is totally the Dick Van Dyke Kitchen.
Like cabinet for cabinet?
Pretty much, yeah.
What do you say to silver dollar pancakes, crispy hash browns, bacon, eggs, freshly squeezed orange juice, and black coffee?
I say, oh, I don't eat food.
That explains the empty refrigerator. Oh, yes, the heart. Well, don't tell me you have forgotten, Biz.
Forgotten? Oh, wonder, I'm incapable of forgetfulness. I remember everything. That's not an exaggeration. In fact, I'm incapable of exaggeration. Oh. Have a good day, dear.
Not quite the exact same set of Dick Van Dyke Show, but
I mean, it's
this space is too.
So what's a single gal like you doing rattling around this big house?
Oh, no, I'm not single.
Oh, I don't see a ring.
Well, I assure you, I'm married. To a man, a human one and tall. As a matter of fact, he'll be home later tonight for a special occasion, just the two of us.
Oh, is it somebody's birthday?
Not a birthday.
It isn't a holiday, is it?
No, it's not a holiday.
An anniversary then?
Yes. Yes, it's our anniversary.
Oh, this is gonna be a gas.
Even the way she's walking is
Yeah.
very of that era.
Hey, is there something I can help you with, buddy?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. Would you be so good as to tell me what it is we do here exactly? Do we make something?
No.
Right. Do we buy or sell something?
No and no. And no one can process the data quite like you do, pal. You're like a walking computer.
what?
I most certainly am not. Carbon-based employee made entirely of organic matter, much like yourself.
Vision,
Yes,
wife and I are looking forward to this evening.
Mr. Hart, of course. Dinner with Mr. Hart and his dear lady wife, Mrs. Hart.
Yes, that's what I just said. What's wrong with you, son? Have you got a screw loose?
Oh, no, sir. Screws all tightened, sir.
Hope so. You know, I owe my success to being a keen judge of character. No skeletons in your closet, eh, Vision?
I don't have a skeleton, sir.
Glad to hear it. Your future in this company depends
Fair.
on it.
I love that they just call him Vision.
I'm curious.
And you don't have a song? Nothing special you played at your wedding?
No, nothing special.
Could point out that the death rate of single men is twice that of married men.
Now that's romantic.
This is so cheesy. I love it.
Could all the computation being done at that company be
What's
some way to,
powering everything?
or some way to bring a certain mechanical something that's related to Vision back to life?
Oh, well, that is a relief.
You know,
Must confess, I'm really rather nervous.
Because he also has a connection to Wanda.
this is true.
Darling, I still get a little tongue-tied.
Biz, after all this time.
Oh, wonderful. Glad to know we're both on the same page. Until tonight.
Nope.
Until tonight.
Yay, commercial.
Is Is your husband tired of you burning his toast? Try our new and improved Toastmate 2000. It's the go-to for clever housewives.
It looks like a face.
Top and
It
bottom
does.
heating elements can handle anything, from meatloaf to cherry pie to open-faced cheese sandwiches.
And we got red.
The all-new Toastmate 2000 by Stark Industries. Forget the past. This is your future.
Guess who?
Wanda!
Vision?
What's the meaning of this?
This is the traditional Sokovian greeting of hospitality.
Right.
Guess who?
Oh, is that my host behind me?
It certainly is.
Sorry to make your acquaintance.
See, I forgot to tell you my wife is from Europe.
Who are those people?
What are you wearing?
Why are they here?
What are you wearing?
Well, it's our anniversary.
Anniversary of what?
Well, if you don't know, I'm not going to tell you.
That man from down
It's very Laura Petrie.
the heart.
Oh, Agnes, you're a lifesaver.
What kind of housewife would I be if I didn't have a gourmet meal for four just lying about the place? Not that Ralph ever wants to eat anything other than baked beans.
Oh, you meant stay put. I sense a domestic emergency.
Mrs. Hart, please don't. You can't. Take out the papers and the trash. You won't get no spending cash. If you don't scrub the kitchen floor, you ain't gonna rock and roll no more. Yakety yak. Don't talk back.
Oh, no, too much.
Too little.
Oh, no, not enough.
Didn't know that Vision was good with the ukulele.
Oh, what was the main course again? It was steak.
Yes? Oh, I think that must be my wife summoning me.
She calls you Diane?
Yes, it's a pet name for me. I'm just coming. Fred. Excuse me a moment.
I can't imagine this going well.
Aware that married men are killing single men at an alarming rate.
Wait, what?
And what's going on in there?
Head is spinning.
Oh, Mrs. Hart.
Did you hear that? My wife's head is spinning. Generally speaking, I don't like her head to do that.
Generally speaking.
Time to improvise.
From what I've seen here tonight, you can barely keep it together. I mean, look around. There's all this chaos going on in your household. Now, what are we going to eat?
Dinner is served.
So, where did you two move from? What brought you here? How long have you been married? And why don't you have children yet?
Yes, we moved from.
And we were married.
Yes, we were married.
Married when?
No, patients are, they're setting up their story. Let them tell it.
Our story.
Yes, what exactly is your story?
Oh, just leave the poor kids alone.
Damn it, why? Why did you...
Uh-oh. Are we choking? Are we having a heart attack?
We're choking.
Oh, Arthur, stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Oh.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Huh.
Stop it.
Huh.
Stop it.
Vision, help him.
What was it?
Steak. Or sausage or something.
Well, would you look at the time?
Yes. We better be going. This guest is leaving your home.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Oh. What a charming door knocker.
Little stars.
Unusual couple, you know.
Oh, I don't think that was ever in question.
And the rings?
Well, could you make some for us?
Aw. Now,
I do. Do you?
Yes, I do.
hmm.
I was
Wait.
gonna say we're changing aspect ratio.
Yep.
Sword logo. Well, I'm gonna stop that there, and then I'm gonna scan forward and just see if there's anything in the way of.
This
an
might be
extra.
just like the very fullest of the credits.
Yeah, I think that was it. Okay,
Okay.
so I was gonna say though that end credit sequence
Mm-hmm.
reminded me a lot of the way that Jarvis looked
Oh, yeah.
in Age of Ultron,
Yeah.
and the way Ultron looked when they first saw him.
Yeah, and the spinny ball thing.
Right, and the holographic sort of display
Yeah.
or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, when I was hearing computational things, but we don't know what they're being used for, my first thought is Ultron somehow doing this to get Vision to recreate Ultron in some form? Because Vision
Really?
helped wipe him from everything.
But if you
So could there be something in Vision? Because you remember they said even in Infinity War that
there was
Vision's
so much
brain is complex, that there's Tony, there's Ultron, there's
Yeah.
Banner, and there's Jarvis,
Yeah.
right? So could that little bit of Ultron be trying to come back because Wanda brought Vision back? So maybe I'm assuming that maybe it's Ultron trying to get out while Vision is in an altered state where he's not quite himself. Is Ultron trying to find a way back into the world, or is someone else trying to get Ultron back into the world?
I don't know. I'm not getting Ultron vibes necessarily, but I mean that's definitely an interesting theory. We'll have to see. I feel like they've moved on from Ultron, so I don't know if that's really what's happening here. Of course, you know more about comics and other things. I don't think has he come back in comics.
He comes back all the time in comics.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I mean it's entirely possible then. Nobody,
Of course, his origin in comics is very different, but
no one's ever really gone.
right. But his connection to, given his connection to both Wanda and Vision in the MCU,
Yeah.
that wouldn't be out of the question.
No. Okay.
Otherwise, why even have Vision working in a computer-related industry?
Just because it suits him.
I guess, but I mean,
It would make no sense for him to be a car salesman.
right. Now, I do get that the enigma of what they do there could be as simple as, most of the time in those old shows, somebody would go to work and you never really knew what they did. Dad would just come home, hard day at the office, hon, and you never knew what he did.
Right.
Or whatever. So it may just be that, and maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I'm definitely curious about that.
Hard to say if he's going to have the same job through every era either.
Sure.
So I'd be more inclined to think it's something like that where we just don't necessarily know what they do.
Maybe.
But
So we had the actor that played his boss, the character actor. I've seen him in a million things. His wife was one of the ladies from That 70s Show.
yeah, it was the mom. Yeah.
And then of course we have
Kitty. Her name is Kitty.
Yes, and then of course we have her name's escaping me right now. Sorry.
Something Joe Rupp.
No.
No.
You're thinking of the actress that played Kitty?
No.
Okay, well that's not what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the actress that played the neighbor, and her last name
I forget her name. I'm sorry.
her last name's Han, but her first name escapes me all of a sudden. But yes.
Sorry, I didn't remember the actress's name who plays Kitty, so sorry.
Okay. Anyway, so we got a little bit of her as the neighbor. She seems to be wanting to barge in a lot and whatever. The nosy neighbor, a very common trope of those shows, though, back then, especially given the Dick Van Dyke Show setting of that.
Yeah.
The next door neighbors were constantly over at Rob and Laura's place in that show. So it could just be that vibe, but obviously you don't hire an actress like her unless she's going to play a bigger part. And we know from some of the teasers that she's going to play a bigger part in all the episodes. She's going to be present. So we know that clearly something's up with her. I'm curious about what that is. I guess we'll find out in episode 2.
Yeah.
Or at least we'll find out more in episode 2.
Find out who Ralph is.
Yeah. And then we got that little bit of a teaser there at the end of someone watching WandaVision outside. And we did see the sword logo on that computer.
Yeah. It was so jarring to watch that scene with the boss choking on the food. It was like, it went on so long.
Well, that wouldn't have been a thing that happened back then.
No.
It is a thing that would happen in the real world. And the wife seemed to be in a real world panic, but not able to break character.
Right. So
all of that was disconcerting.
Yeah, it was very it rode that edge. It was like you just don't want to watch. You kind of want to look away.
Yeah.
So it was a very good, well acted, well written scene. Really enjoyed that, even if it was creepy. So.
And I love the old school practical effects for both Vision's phasing through things and him changing his face. All of those things. That's exactly how it would have happened back then. Some animation or something to show it. And also her, the floating dishes and things clearly being on wires or strings or whatever that they're covering up. Most likely like a fishing line or a monofilament or something. But exactly how they would have done it back then. That was cool. I'm very curious though, considering my Ultron suspicion.
Okay.
The Stark commercial with a toaster that looked like it had a face.
Yeah. I could see that for sure.
So you've got all these things that revolve around Ultron.
But especially with the only thing that showed up that was in color for all of that time was the little red dot in the middle there. So that was, obviously we're supposed to pay attention to it.
And I wondered if that beeping was some sort of code.
Maybe. And it took longer than it should have for a commercial, but I don't remember what commercials. Obviously, don't remember what commercials were like back then.
The beeping and the honing in on that, the face of that thing.
Yeah, I didn't see.
Took an extra long amount of time. So, I'm curious. Somebody smarter out there on the internet has already figured this thing out. If that was Morse code, or if it was some sort of naval signal or something, I bet they've already figured that out, and we'll find that out.
At a later
between
date.
Between now and episode 3. We're going to watch 1 and 2 tonight. So stick around if you are enjoying this. The second episode is going to be up shortly after we post this one. So don't miss that if you enjoyed watching us react to that. Any theories, any thoughts on your side of this?
No, I am enjoying this. I felt like it was totally immersed in that era, the TV shows from then. I know a lot of people nowadays expect different things from their television shows. But this was a nice callback to everything from then, and they really kept it tight and together as far as what it was. Simple, it was easy to follow, but all the things that were not expected were so unexpected that they were jarring. So I really liked it.
Big props to Paul Bettany and to Elizabeth Olsen, who have played these characters in several different incarnations in the movies. Seeing them here in a completely different element, but playing to the setting that they're in. Elizabeth Olsen capturing perfectly that Laura Petrie vibe and that early, Bewitched kind of, that early sitcom kind of vibe. And Paul Bettany with some surprising comedic chops, playing those awkward moments and things. Very well done. I don't know how they prepped them for this or what they asked them to watch to prepare, but they were so on point with all of that. It was a lot of fun to watch. So I'm ready to jump into episode 2.
I am.
So we're going to leave you here. If you enjoyed this, be sure and hit that thumbs up button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And I'm out of breath. I'm talking fast.
You are.
I'm excited because I want to get to the second episode.
I do too.
If you want to watch the uninterrupted, unedited version, you'll just have to sync that up with Disney Plus on your own. You can find that on our Patreon. $5 gets you into all the shows that we watch, full-length access to everything. And there's also other stuff like some blooper reels and things like that you'll find there as well. Anyway, that's it.
That's it.
We'll be back with episode 2 in just a minute. Until then, bye.